This is Dolany TV, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got to get to it, right? We've already discussed the preseason schedule today. I promised this would be coming up, and before I could even blink, I'm getting comments about it on the preseason schedule video, so let's get right to it. We had some interesting news come out this morning. I'll show you right here, the tweet from Darren Dreger. Bang, right there. Look at that. I even positioned my finger just perfectly. It's like I could see where it was before it was there. Darren Dreger, trade discussions will heat up in the days leading up to next week's draft. Well, I've been telling you that for 3, 4, 5, 6, since April 6th I've been telling you that. Soon as the Stanley Cup Finals end and you have about 4 hours go by, those trade discussions heat up if they haven't already. And there's Buddy, all right. Buddy. Hey. We got some news. We got some news from Darren Dreger, buds.
What?
Wow, buds. We've got Darren Dreger tweeting about Nikita Zaitsev possibly being an Oilers target. So you mind if I call you back and I get you back after this is discussed on Dolany TV?
I have a kid that's crying right now.
All right, you go deal with that. Okay, bye. And there you go. That's the news source that tweets me and sends me everything when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers while I'm at work. That's why you take those phone calls. If he's calling with something I missed in a video, I got to take that phone call. Anyway, back to the video. Mentioned Vancouver's interest in Nikita Zaitsev last week. Well, that's Vancouver's interest. But Darren Dreger today is now going on record and saying sounds like the Oilers have some interest as well. Well, damn, oh damn, where does this leave us? Let's circle back a couple of weeks ago to my best Edmonton Oilers video I have ever posted in this run since I've been doing consistent Oilers videos every day since November 12th. Well, guess what? That leads us right back to the Connor Brown trade discussions, and by no means am I saying the two are directly related, but it's a starting point in which you have to imagine, right? Let's go over to the Oilers CapFriendly, because you can't have any discussion on Dolany TV involving a trade without looking at the CapFriendly. And let's go very nice, simple, and easy as to who our defensemen are. Andre Sekera, 5.5. Oscar Klefbom, 4.167. Adam Larson, 4.166. Darnell Nurse, 3.2. Then you've got Brandon Manning, somehow still here, 2.25. Matthew Benning, 1.9. And of course, Joel Persson, 1.0. All right, right there. I may have mentioned a name or two that's going to make this work. Essentially what you're looking at, if I'm looking at this seriously and saying, damn, you know what, we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't, the Oilers are going to acquire Nikita Zaitsev. This is just in the fantasy that Darren Dreger is 100% right on the fact that they are looking at him and the fact that it's going to happen. This is what I envisioned, this is what I could see, is the simple fact that straight up, you have to deal with the Brandon Manning problem. And Toronto would probably be the destination. Because what you look at here and what's been talked about when it comes to Toronto, as I smash up my computer screen and everything, Brandon Manning is a guy who, well, doesn't have much value. However, Nikita Zaitsev's demanded a trade. So you have some leverage if you're Ken Holland. This is why I'm saying you'd be part of the package. Now, the thing is, yeah, okay, what sense does it make for Toronto to take on Brandon Manning? Well, let's go over and let's discuss the Toronto Maple Leafs CapFriendly situation, because this is where it gets fun as well. CapFriendly has them with 5 defensemen in the organization on contract for 2019-2020. Obviously, Marincin, Hainsey, and Gardner, they need contracts. Probably most of them won't be back, maybe one of the 3. So that is Morgan Rielly, Nikita Zaitsev, Jake Muzzin, Travis Dermott, and of course, Justin Holl. That's your contracts for next year if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, I'm not stupid. I forgot to mention it before. Rasmus Sandin, Timothy Liljegren, they're down there in the AHL. They're ready to make the jump. That still leaves you with 7 defensemen, and you're moving one of them. So you got to take somebody back. Well, that somebody is Brandon Manning, but that is not the package that works. A package, Brandon Manning for Nikita Zaitsev, I don't care how good of a GM you are, unless the other GM is Peter Chiarelli, it's just not happening. It's the way it works. Now the thing is, though, the Oilers can't, will not, and cannot take on another big salary defenseman for next years down the road, right? Nikita Zaitsev signed at 5 years, $4.5 million. He's not worth that. He is not of value at $4.5 million after a season in which saw him record a full 14 points in 81 games and really not an impact defenseman by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe that's just his role in Toronto, and we'll see it change if he got to Edmonton. But you look at it realistically, right? What do the Oilers give up that of any substance makes sense? Well, I did a number that you look at a few defensemen for the Oilers, and realistically, they did not score a lot of points on the back end. So you look and turn over to a guy like Chris Russell. I saw this mentioned on Twitter. You turn to a guy like Chris Russell, who's a shutdown, shot-blocking defenseman. Well, you know what? Nikita Zaitsev, you want to earn your $4.5 million on the Oilers, you better get out there and shot block as a defenseman. That's as simple as the mandate would be if you're making the trade, because Zaitsev does have some no movement or no trade clauses attached to his contract, so there is some sticking points there as well. Chris Russell, in 72 games played, had 16 points, project out for an 82-game season, probably about 18-19. Not that much of a difference on a back end for the Oilers that didn't score goals anyways when it comes to Chris Russell for Nikita Zaitsev. You get rid of Brandon Manning in that mix as well, suddenly you've freed up $6.25 million in cap space to bring in $4.5 million in cap space, leaving you $1.75 million in cap space available. Well, guess what? Free 1.75. Guess who? For only $400,000-ish more, you can go out and upgrade your team. Leading back to that most popular video of all my Oilers videos so far, Connor Brown. There you go. Right? See how I've come around? Connor Brown. Now, you add in the name Connor Brown, I can hear the hatred between the Oilers fans and Leafs fans in the comment section saying, Brandon Manning, Chris Russell, and just that for Connor Brown and Nikita Zaitsev doesn't work. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're 100% correct. I think the Oilers in that scenario, just to sweeten things up a little bit, have to give something up. And whether that be, I don't know. It's a tough go. I don't think you give up a prospect. That's asking too much. But you look at this, yeah, you just have to add something. A 7th round pick's not enough. A 6th rounder might be enough. We don't have that sweet ground at round 5. But round 4 is too much or just enough? That's the question you have to ask yourself. So you review the package as it stands. Chris Russell, Brandon Manning, a 4th round pick for... See, I switched screens and I botched it. See what I'm getting at? I am having a bad day. For Connor Brown and Nikita Zaitsev. That realistically, somehow, some way makes the Oilers worse, yet better. Right? And you see this. And now, the main point I didn't get to on this whole Nikita Zaitsev thing is just because the Oilers have interest in him, cat hair on my hat, doesn't mean they have to keep him. This is the thing. If you, as Ken Holland, feel better off filling Chris Russell's role with, say, Evan Bouchard, Joel Person, or Caleb Jones, Ethan Bear, one of those 4, well, guess what? You ship Zaitsev for that return, right? If you get rid of Brandon Manning with Chris Russell and a 4th for those 2 players in Brown and Zaitsev, this is hypothetical, this is a lot of work, it's possible. And ship Zaitsev to wherever he really wants to go. This is the sticking point. If Zaitsev knows where he wants to go and the Oilers can somehow profit off this, this is a 100% move you have to make. There's no doubt about it. So, you look at it. What can you get for Zaitsev? Well, realistically, I think you can get a 3rd round pick for Nikita Zaitsev. So in this whole move, either a 3rd or a 2nd, depending, or you get a 3rd and a prospect or something, right? You can get something more than a 4th round pick for Nikita Zaitsev at $4.5 million for the next 5 years. That's stability if you're looking for it on the back end at 27 years old. So right there, okay, let's sit there, relax. Third round pick or a prospect, second round pick, somewhere in there. Something more than a fourth. That's all I got to say there. Okay, dandy. Well, guess what? A third minimum. You upgrade your pick 1 round to Toronto's third from your fourth in essentially a trade for your fourth, Chris Russell, and of course, Brandon Manning for Connor Brown. You see what this makes sense? We upgrade the wing depth. We clear up the mess that is the back end contracts. Upgrade our pick. And right there, we've solved a chance for Evan Bouchard, Caleb Jones, Ethan Bear to step into the NHL lineup next year. Guys, this rumor, as much as it is, it's just rumors. It's just Darren Dreger tweeting it out again. You can read it. The Canucks have shown interest. The Oilers have some interest as well. This is a way the Oilers can profit from it, in my opinion. There's a little bit to be done about a lot. And guys, it all takes Ken Holland making some calls, making some moves. It's that time of year. Let's get to it. The preseason schedule announced. I'm Tyson. This is Stolany TV. As always, I will catch you for him in the next one.